Pax A, Ingram Micro, Carbon Systems. What do all these mean, and why is it important to your MSP? It doesn't matter if you're starting an MSP or you're a well-established MSP. We are talking about MSP technology vendors, from clouds to hardware. It's all being covered in today's video with the ultimate goal of putting more of this in your pocket. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs with sales training and marketing. Before I get into today's video, I have two quick things. Number one, as always, there's a masterclass down in the links below. You guys are eating that up, and the new one, I promise, is on the way. It has to do with some stuff outside, and it's pretty cool, but it's been raining here in North Carolina. I apologize, it's taking me slightly longer than I wanted it to. Number two, there's a free Discord down in the links below. Some of you guys have had a hard time getting into it. I promise you, Discord's just giving me a really hard time. It keeps making that link expire. No matter how many times I set it to never expire. But if you want to get in or you want to check it out, it is growth-generators.com/Discord. It should get you right in. And 2.5 is, some of you guys have asked me for certain videos. I have made a list of helpful resources down in the video description. Just below that Discord, you'll see a bunch of probably the most popular and helpful videos that I've ever made. So go check those out down there. So let's talk about MSP technology vendors. We're trying to get as much of this in our pockets as possible. Now, you've probably already heard of some of the names that I've mentioned, from Pax A to Ingram Micro to CDW. What's the pros? What's the cons? Why do you even want to get in with a technology vendor? What can you actually expect with it? If you've been through the Launchpad, you probably already know this, so you've already gotten the update on this. But if you haven't been through the Launchpad yet, no worries. We're covering it all in today's video. So let's share my screen here. We have Pax A is probably one of the most notorious software vendors for MSPs. They sell a ton of different software, and I do love that they've come out with an app. It's probably about time, but hey, you know what? In today's day and age, everybody has an app. Partner with Pax A and grow faster at 249% ROI over 3 years and $357,000 in improved selling opportunities. It's cool. I mean, they have a bunch of different stuff. My favorite place is the marketplace. This is the coolest part about it. You can work with them to get all of this. But why am I telling you any of this, right? We have Ingram Micro, we have Carbon Systems, we have Sherweb, we have CDW, and I have ABP. There are plenty of other vendors out there. But why am I actually telling you about all of this? Well, there are some massive benefits with working with a vendor. And the vendor is who is going to be selling you the products. Now, you could go through and buy directly from any company you want, from Dell to usually HP to ConnectWise to Cronus. The list goes on and on. But why would you actually want to go through a vendor? Well, there's a couple different benefits that are really helpful. Number one is the vendor usually provides a much better level of support right off the bat. The help that you're going to get when you need it most is usually significantly better than what you would just get if you were to call in and hopefully get an answer from a technician. That is probably the number one biggest benefit. The number two biggest benefit, and I've already teased it, is it helps put more of this in your pocket. Now, on Ingram Micro's website, or better yet, on Pax 8's website, they talk about increasing opportunities and growth and all that stuff, which is ultimately just cash, in this case, movie money, in your pocket. But how does that actually work? So when a company like Dell or ConnectWise or Cronus sells their licenses or their hardware to a company, that company has to work through to prove that, hey, they're going to sell a lot of that product. And in many cases, they'll usually, if you're buying enough of it, will give you some kind of discount. There's different partnerships and tiers, and I'll cover that a little bit in this video as well. But the more you buy, the better discount you get. If you buy 100,000 licenses, you're probably going to get a much better deal than buying 10 licenses. So what a technology vendor does is essentially they buy all of it and they move a ton of this product, getting a significantly better deal for you, the person that really needs the deal to make those margins. That's the best part about working with a vendor. Now, we're making more money, we're getting better support, but what's actually the third reason? And in my opinion, this is the absolute best reason. Pax A, Ingram Micro, all these companies have the knowledge to not only support you in the product and what they're actually selling, but also they are usually some kind of solution provider. you can go to Pax 8 or Ingram Micro and Carbon Systems, and I'm going to walk you through what all of them do. And these are just some of the ones that I've found and I like, but you're welcome to go do your own research. The nice part about it is they have teams that will literally help you with your problem. So if you are currently struggling with Microsoft, if you are trying to figure out the right solution for a company, you can go to one of your technology vendors and they're actually going to tell you, I wish I had a different piece of paper here, but I only have my one with my money sign on it. But they're going to tell you, hey, this is the secret formula to make this work. It gives you basically an extension of your current team in-house to help you with things that might take a ton of time for you to research, develop, understand how it all works, when their team will do it for you as part of that vendor relationship that they have. Now, when you talk to one of these vendors, you're going to sign an agreement of some sort. That may vary vendor to vendor, but basically it's saying, hey, we're probably only going to buy from you, or most of our stuff is going to buy from you. This is the discount. And as you progressively go through it, you're going to hit different tiers. All of these companies have different tiers. They're usually never public. So unless you're hitting that tier is the only time you'll figure it out. It's usually, think of like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, good, better, best, that type of thing. And every tier has hidden secrets that are amazing for your business. For example, a good tier, right? We'll call it the basic tier, is probably some level of discount. But the better tier is a better discount with additional resources, maybe extended warranties, better service that you might get. The list goes on. And then the top tier might be the best of the best, where they are providing special training to you. The list can kind of go on, and it's up to these vendors to choose what you're actually going to get out of it. It's pretty cool. As you progressively go through, you're going to find some amazing things as your company grows. And sometimes, and I do know this is a real thing, if you spend a certain amount of money with a company, they will throw you extra cash to either run ads to help you grow, to help you get more customers, so you can sell more of their products. It's an amazing, amazing opportunity for you as an MSP. So let's talk about the different vendors here. And there are tons and tons of different vendors, whoever you choose. Now, I would happily say that Pax 8 is undoubtedly the best at marketing, but two, they just have the biggest footprint on in the space. And I remember when I was working with them, when this was probably the only screen that you could see, and there was only a handful of softwares in here. So kudos to Pax 8. And by the way, Pax 8, if you want to sponsor, or any of these companies want to sponsor the channel, I'd appreciate that. But you can go through here. You have to apply for the partnership to actually be able to go buy these. Now, I talked about a little bit about the downside, because we can't all have the good. We can't have the good without the bad. As we go through this, you're probably going to see softwares, you're going to see hardwares that you might know, and there is a ton of different options for whatever that you would like. If you see something, right, let's say Microsoft, right? I know Pax 8 sells a ton of Microsoft. You still need to prove that you have either the certification to sell it. Pax 8 can help you get that certification, or Ingram Micro, or any of these other vendors, but you still have to have some level of certification and training to prove that you're allowed to resell it. They're not just going to give you the keys to the castle and say, hey, good luck. They want to make sure that you're doing it ethically, you're doing it appropriately, you're not voiding any contract terms, anything like that goes through it. And they want to make sure that you actually know what you're doing. They don't want to have you calling every 15 minutes and saying, hey, I have another issue, I need somebody to help me out. That's what they're trying to alleviate by providing support. Now, their support teams, fantastic. They have access to people that we would never normally get access to, because they move a ton of product. Because of that, they pass on the benefits to us. So as you can see, there is a ton of software in here, and they're constantly adding new softwares all the time. From some of the big ones, Veeam, we got Wasabi. I haven't heard of that name in forever, and I'm glad to see that they're still around. Super cool product. You got Zoom in here, all the way to Microsoft, and a personal favorite of mine, Acronis. The list goes on and on. That's the cool part about that. But there's other companies like Ingram Micro who will also sell you cloud services, but they're going to sell you the physical stuff too. They're going to sell you your computers, your desktops, your laptops, your computer screens, your networking switches, your anything that is physical, they are going to sell you as well. Now, I've been to Ingram One. It is the best event, in my opinion, probably ever. It's just a really, really cool event. But there's a bunch of other areas that you can see. Now, looking at this website, you're probably like, Harrison, this is pretty lackluster. Why are you showing it to us? Well, take my word for it. Their back end is like Amazon on steroids. You can say, I want this computer. I want an i5, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gig hard drive. And while you think that might be standard, I want this, graphics card or whatever specs you're really looking for. You can dial it in and take that and just get it exactly how you want it. The other benefit, and I've had experience with this, is, hey, Ingram, I have a new customer. I haven't worked in this space before. What can you do to help me out? They have a dedicated team of people, and most of these vendors do, but they have a dedicated team of people that'll say, hey, this is exactly what you need for this job. Now, I will say most of these vendors typically overquote a little bit, maybe a lot of it, but they want the best for you. They want to make sure that not only are you selling things, but you're getting the best thing for your client. Sometimes that might not be what the client expects, but hey, that's to each their own. So I love Ingram Micro. Once again, you go through there, you can become a reseller. Same thing with here. You could either get started and you're going to go through that process of becoming and applying to become a partner, just like you would in Ingram Micro. All of these companies are going to have the exact same thing. If you actually go through Ingram's website, it's kind of weird because they don't actually show you anything, but you go through, you pick your country. Right now I'm in the United States, and then you're going to be able to go through that process. It'll tell you what the requirements are. It'll tell you what acceptable proof of reseller tax exemptions are, and then you can click join us and start filling out that paperwork and going through that entire process. But they want to make sure that you have, there you go, click for the application today. You want to go through and start to register and begin the process. Carbon Systems. This is another one that I've just recently heard of, but people are raving about it. Now, to be transparent, I don't even think Carbon Systems was around. I think I heard about them as I was kind of leaving the MSP world, but they're a cool company. I mean, just from the research that I've done, it looks like they are heading in the right direction. They know a ton about the industry, and they sell some incredible products. And it's just who you're buying it from. Carbon Systems is very similar in Ingram Micro, as they're selling you hardware, although Ingram Micro could also sell you a blender. That's besides the point. We have Sherweb, which is another cloud service provider. You can go through Sherweb if you don't want to go through Pax A. It's just that simple. It's probably the coolest part about it, and it creates a little competition, which ultimately helps you as the MSP person. Now, I'm going to include DBP Tech in here. They talk about cameras and access control. You have access cameras over here. They are more of a security vendor, but hey, you know what? At some point in your MSP journey, you might be interested in getting IP surveillance, physical security, IP infrastructure, wired, wireless. I mean, they have it all right here. You're going to have to apply. You're going to have to prove that you're a real company. You might even have to take certifications and training to get through the entire process. But there is one outlier in here that I don't particularly love. And CDW, don't take this the wrong way. CDW is a great company. It's super cool. The only complaint that I have with CDW is, while yes, it is still a vendor, you can go on here, you can get any hardware that you want. If you go through, I'll just pull up some quick cables. It's very Amazon-esque. The problem is if you're out quoting, the customer is going to be able to search Trip Light 6-foot high-speed HDMI cable and see that you're getting it for $9. And then they're wondering why you're charging $15.63. Unlike everyone else, CDW actually shows you the prices. They sell great products. They do very similar stuff, but they are fully transparent on their pricing. Yes, you can apply to work with them and get better discounts. Absolutely. But they have their public pricing, whereas Ingram Micro, it's behind. You have to be a partner. You have to be able to log in. Same thing with Carbon Systems, Sherweb, Pax A, even DBP Tech. So that's the only thing that you have to watch out for, but you're going to have to do training. You're going to have to prove that you actually want the discount to make that extra money and ultimately go through this entire process. There are plenty of vendors out there. These are just some of the ones that I would recommend. It doesn't mean that there's other ones out there that I wouldn't recommend. The only one that I'm hesitant on is CDW, and I've already said it. It's just because they have transparent pricing. It's nothing that they've done wrong throughout this entire process. They're a great company. I've bought plenty of stuff from them. Just be careful, because when your customer goes through and looks at your proposal and they start seeing product numbers, if you choose to put those on there, I'm a big fan of full transparency. Put them on there. You just don't want them saying, well, why do I get it? Why are you upcharging me when I can get it for this price? Then you start getting into a bit of a hairy situation. So pick the right vendors. Do your own homework. There's plenty of other vendors out there. Find one that you absolutely love. Sell a ton of their products and work your way through it. It does not make sense to go to multiple different vendors and become partners with all of them. Put all of your energy in one, and you are going to get the rewards from putting all of your energy in there. I promise you. They do not make it public of what the actual benefits are. They will never make it public. You might be able to get an account manager who can help you out and kind of tell you, hey, you got to hit this kind of mark and do this amount of money in order to get the cool discounts and hooked up with some stuff. But for the most part, they don't really tell you that. They're just there to give you a great discount, provide an incredible level of support, and ultimately help you grow your business and put more of this in your pocket. Do your own homework, have fun with it, take the tests, become certified, go do all the things, grow your MSP, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, send me a picture of your dog, put the video on for your dog. I'm just kidding. Come hang out in the free Discord. It's totally free. It's an amazing group of people. growth-generators.com/Discord. Remove the Discord if you want to just check us out. Love you guys. As always, I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.